had 2 wins. They both came in Davos, a sprint and then a 10-kilometer free. She's 35, but that doesn't matter. She's feeling great. She's loving this season. And they've got the support here as well. But Christine Stauber-Skistad alongside, boy, she's been so cool all day. The way she's unfolded, easy in the earlier part of the race, explodes later. 15 victories to her name, Jessie Diggins. It's classic style, it's the sprint, and she's in the final, and she's still, as always, delighted. She'll be challenging to the line. More Lundgren. What a brilliant start to her season. I think she's one of those unexpected athletes into this season, doing so well. Emma Ribom, we've seen her before taking wins. She's had 3 victories. Must be feeling confident today. So 2, and now the third Swede, Lynn Svan. Didn't look so great in the semi. She lost her line, I think, Posey, but if she gets the line right, she can challenge here today. Emma Ribom wearing the red bib. She's the leader in terms of sprint racing. So Posey, whew, what a final!
What a great final this is. What a lineup! I think this is going to be a real fight to the finish.
It's Jessie Diggins going to go out strong and dictate as she has been. She's broken the field each time. She's adopted that strategy. But in the final, it's not as easy a task as it was in the heats.
And it's just, so this is the first time all through these quarters and semis that we've seen Skistad out in front. Will she choose to do it the whole way around? I'm not sure. She might drop back again, but obviously just wanted to get out without any trouble out of that, out of the starting blocks. And also maybe just, a little bit of a reminder, I am here and I know what I'm doing. I've got confidence in my abilities.
And so she should have. The way she's mastered these, the earlier run out, yes, she was 10th fastest, not great, but she just wanted through, and then she's been economical all the way through to this point. And I think you're right, playing a clever game here.
Yeah, I think, as I said, I've said it a few times, I know, but she's just got a really good burst of acceleration that she can rely on in the second half. So if she stays a little bit closer up now, just to leave herself a bit less to do, that might not be a bad tactic. Interesting to see her next to the others as well. She's taller, her stride's a little bit longer, so she looks more relaxed, but it's just the way that she skis.
It is. She's a tall athlete. I was just about to think, beware the rest of the best in the world. Jessie Diggins is there, and it looked like she was beginning to change into her turbo gear, but she's just containing. She's there, she's holding in 3rd place.
Yeah, she's used a lot of energy up on her earlier rounds. I'm not, I'd love to see her get a classic podium in sprint. Not sure she's done that before. We'd have to double check that, but looking good so far. But Sweden again, Ribom and Svan. This is like a repeat of the semi-final at the moment.
It certainly is, and we mustn't forget Rosie Brennan, bib 6 there. She's there, and she'll keep on fighting, that's for sure. Emma Ribom, you can just see that look over. She's exhausted. They're all exhausted, but they've managed, the 2 Swedes, to buy themselves some, 10, 15 metres, and the skis are gliding well. The rest need to try and contain this break. They need to get in the slipstream. Skistad is. Those skis are running beautifully well. Jessie Diggins is back into it. So then there were 5. There were 2. And the snow is beginning to come down. That's not an advantage at the moment, being at the front.
Yeah, Svan and Diggins here both choosing not to stay in behind Ribom. They think this is the time they might want to start getting up in front, conscious of this tricky section of the course coming up. But Ribom just keeping the pace so hard, no one's able to get in front at the moment. How can she take this corner? She's done it brilliant so far every time, so keep that good position. And again, good from her. And Svan, I think, tucking in behind again.
So just under a minute of this race left. Ribom has dictated, and Svan has followed throughout, but it's still close. Jessie Diggins was a little left there, but she'll potentially come back. Watch the red suit of Skistad taking the inside line. She's not going to get it all her own way this time.
No, she's in behind Svan. The 2 of them are on the inside line there, and she's got a little bit more traffic to get through, so she's got to rely on Svan getting up as well.
Rosie Brennan, Posey Redditch, Rosie Brennan coming through. Jessie Diggins finding a little wanting now. She's exhausted, so Rosie Brennan moving up into 3rd. Skistad skis are gliding beautifully well, so she'll pull some time back here. Go on, Rosie Brennan. Oh, look at Skistad still holding the recovery, the tuck. Oh, those skis are fabulous. So it's Ribom, it's Svan, and now Skistad coming through strong to try and moves into second place. It's all about Riboms, as she did in Ruka. What a day for the Swede in Sweden. Norway second, Skistad, and Svan having to settle for the bronze medal. Brennan, what a pity. She did everything right. Maybe just stood up a little early and allowed Skistad to glide through alongside her. Jessie Diggins exhausted in fifth, and Moa Lundgren has to settle for sixth.
What a start to the season Riboms had. 2 out of 2. She's going to be happy with that.
She's delighted with that, isn't she? I mean, that is, and isn't it Nortug? So Posey, the big final for the men, and it has been snowing. I'm just wondering if that could ripple. The snow is dropping back a little. I'm just wondering if Klæbo, as he did in the semi, is he going to give us the same strategy? Get out front, dictate, break.
Hard to know, isn't it? You know, he didn't do that in his quarter-final, but obviously in the semi felt that he needed to do that. He does dictate what happens, doesn't he? You know, if he chooses to go fast, he's got the speed to be in front.
And that snow is reasonably significant now. You know, it has been since the women started. So, what are we looking at? 7 minutes ago, maybe more. But so it may dictate a strategy. Anyway, Evan Nortug, 3 World Cup podiums, 2nd and 2 thirds. He would love a first, wouldn't he? Just to add to that little rhythm. JC Shoemaker, that was an outstanding performance in the semi-final. I would love to see him do that again to lead across the line. But he's got this man alongside him. 68 World Cup individual victories, 40 of them in the sprint competition. Klæbo, is he back to being unbeatable? Valnes beat him in Ruka. And Valnes will be thinking, I just need to stay with him to have an opportunity to try and pass him in the final 10 metres. Valnes will be hoping. Ben Ogden seeking his first World Cup podium. Posey, I think you said earlier you wouldn't be surprised. Well, I'd love to see him on the podium today. And Taugbo, never write him off. It got a little bit misplaced, I felt, in the semi, but he made it through to the final. So you never know when it's down to this moment, the final. 3, 4, I should say, Norwegians and 2 Americans in this lineup. The final in Östersund. And the break free. What's it going to be? A Klæbo dictation of the pace? Is it going to be tactical?
Yeah, certainly again just pushed it hard on that double pole, getting himself in front. Will he keep pushing it, or is he going to ease off a little bit up the hill? But certainly just showing everyone that he's here and making his presence known in the start, getting out in front, getting a nice line.
And I think Klæbo's brain will be just analysing, right, the snow's been falling 7 minutes, is it sensible I'm at the front? He'll just be thinking, yeah, it looks like it's going to be a breakaway or an attempt to break away early and dictate it as he did in the semi, but he's got company. Shoemaker is there, and Ben Ogden coming wide as well, up towards the front.
Yeah, just in the back, I'm not too worried just yet, but Taugbo and Valnes do look like they're struggling a little bit. They've obviously gone quite light on the kickbacks, willing to risk being light on that just so they've got the glide later on. Makes it hard work at the start, but if they can keep in position.
And you're right with that glide factor. If you're detached by, say, 7-8 metres at the top of this rise, yep, not a big margin, but the reasoning will be we'll haul it back in with a slightly faster skis.
Of course, and then you got on the finishing straight, if you're there, you're going to be faster for that double pole section. So Shoemaker, just great to see people not being overawed by Klæbo. I think Klæbo's putting in a good bit of effort there, but Shoemaker saying, no, I've led my quarter-final, I've led my semi, I'm going to do it again in the final.
I'm so impressed, and it's no easy task to lead up this climb. It's a rise of 26 metres from the gun, and there, 1 minute 32 until you get the first breather. The pace is fearsome, and are the rest of the best Norwegians being left behind? Schumacher beginning to really open up that lead, taking Klæbo with them, obviously. And Ben Ogden in third place. America first and third in the sprint final in Östersund. Klæbo in second place. Always a danger. You can see how heavy the snow is falling now.
Yeah, looking good for Klæbo, and there he comes. He wants again, this is where he wants to make his move. Just can he come round Shoemaker, get in front as they come into the corners again. The rest of the pack also coming back up there. You know, it's so hard to actually break away properly, but Shoemaker's just got to keep going, otherwise he's got Valnes on his tail as well.
And look at Klæbo in a distance of only 40 metres. He puts on his turbos, destroys anybody that's around him. So Klæbo breaking free with apparent ease at the front. Shoemaker second. Erik Valnes now in third. And they've got quite a safe margin at the moment, but you'd expect the rest. And there's Ben Ogden to come in fast at the back. Ben Ogden trying to challenge Shoemaker, beginning to suffer. It's now Norway 1-2. America in third place. Still a podium position for the American. And Ben Ogden, I think, is the next to come round the corner. It is. So America 3 and 4 into the stadium in the sprint race in Östersund. Klæbo gets everything right so often. Heading in for his 41st victory in terms of sprint racing and his 69th victory, individual victory in World Cup racing. Klæbo leading the way. Erik Valnes beat him 3 weekends ago, and Valnes has to settle for second. But it's a great day for the Americans, and it is a podium, and a very well deserved podium for Shoemaker. Ben Ogden just didn't have it, but America 3 and 4. That's a day to remember. What a day for them.
What a day for them, but I think such good atmosphere in that team that I think Ogden will almost be as pleased for his teammate as he would have been for himself.